Hi, hello. I have just made one video, just now, a few seconds ago, of how to make this round effect, this round circle cylinder, this round cylinder effect with the flower square knot. So instead of using the usual square knot, I decided to test how good these old knots are for making this round circle. And something very interesting happened that I want to show you. So I'm making here the flower square knot. So here it is. And I want you to see what happened, because it happened something very interesting and I did not notice until it was already 2 or 3 or 4 rows made. And when I saw it, I was with my mouth open. I mean, I didn't understand it, and in fact, until I undo, so I have undone this knot, I didn't understand what happened, but now I do, and that is a great exemplification. So that is what I want to show you, because at the time I said that, well, I have this round cylinder fabric of square knots, and I want to try all of the other knots, of the secret macrame, of the macrame secrets of the square knots, so these strange old knots. And I also said that, well, it is the first time that I'm going to do this round cylinder with these knots, and it was absolutely true, because here we have, alright, what did I done? I done it like this, and then start working. I work with this one, and this one, obviously. But what I did not realize is that, take a good look, because I've turned it, now I have the upside down. Well, it's not the upside down, it's the backside knot. And that cannot be. If I do it like this, I will have all the knots in the back, and then I will do this one in the front. So, it was so funny. Well, I would like you to see my face. I was completely perplexed, you know. So in this case, because in the square knot, if you take a good look at the square knot, the square knot is exactly the same from one side to the other, right? Take a good look. This is the square knot. So if I turn it, it is still a square knot. The only difference is that this time I have the loop to this side, and it's to the same side. Oh my goodness! So it is exactly the same. So if I have a fabric of square knots and I do this, they will stay exactly the same. But this one has a huge difference. This knot has a back, and the back is different from the front. So if I do like this, I will stay with the back to the outside. So what I have to do, I have to turn it inside. Now this is beautiful. This is very beautiful, but before I understood it, of course, I have to mistake it. And perhaps I will show you the mistaken video. I'm not so sure yet. But perhaps I will show you, because it was so funny. How could I not see that? I was concentrated in making the knot, and I did not understood that those knots were in the back. Things are interesting. Well, there is a great lesson in that video, is that mistakes are so easy to do. So easy to do. Now they are all to the same side. Alright. So let's see what is the real effect of this flower square knot. I'm going to make it with all the knots that I've shown you, these old, almost extinct knots. I'm going to show you all, and I'm going to see me also for the first time what is the real effect of those knots in a fabric like this, in a round fabric like this. So here we go. This fabric is excellent fabric. Excellent. It's a way to do it, and we can do it inside a macrame bigger and larger fabric. I'm going to show you also how one can do this in a fabric and then undo and maintain the continuation of the usual fabric. There is so much possibilities here for us to explore that we are going to stay here for some videos. Then I will move forward. I don't like to make the videos all of the same things because I think that's monotonous, right? So in these last videos I've made an owl that it is still to be finished. Then I've made a belt that is still to be finished. Then I've made a wall hanging that is still to be finished. And then I started to show you these round square knots. This fabric of round square knots, of this round fabric of square knots. Precisely because these are too much videos. If I show you only one project, I think that will be very boring, right? It's more interesting like this, I think. Although everything has its downfalls, right? It is a little more confusing. People will forget already the howl, and then when I come to the howl they say, well, what is this? Right? But well, there is nothing perfect in this world. So it's my peculiar way to make things. Well, so far so good. I think that this flower macrame knot makes very good cylinder fabric. That's what I think, because it is round and it is beautiful, right? That's the only thing I'm concerned here. It's with beauty, not technique, not anything else, just beauty, harmony, right? And I think that this knot and this fabric with these round knots, it is okay. It is harmony, it is beauty, it is something I can see it already, right? We can see it already. So I'm going to make just 1 or 2 rows, and then we have a real good notion of the effect of this point, of this macrame knot. So I still have 20 minutes, it's a long time. Alright, 1 row more and that's it. It's enough for us to have an idea. So, and here we have the last one of this row. Alright, so we have this row complete. This row is the horizontal row. 1, 2, 3, 4 knots is a row of 4 knots, alright? So when I say a row, this is one row, this is another row, this is another row, and this is another row. So just one more, and that's it. With this one we'll stay with the perfect look, how this work will actually look. Well, seeing it at in a flash, right? I think there is not much difference from the other square knot, because I had to have here one exactly in the side for comparison, right? I don't have enough free ropes to do that. So I just have to rely on the other videos that were made, right? I've already made one video exactly with this that I'm doing with the square macrame knot, the usual square macrame knot. Aha, you see, this is not this. This is how mistakes are made. This is this. You saw it? Now, if we are distracted, we can make a mistake and not noticing it, and that is terrible. That is terrible. Mistakes are always terrible, but in macrame they are really terrible, especially the ones that we don't see immediately. If we see it, it's okay, but if we don't see it and then in the end of the work we notice something, that is catastrophe, right? Alright, last one, and here you have how to do an effect. We can even use the usual square knot to make this round fabric, and then to make a small part with this knot, and then to do it again with the other knot. And that's how we introduce excellent diversity in the work, right? So one thing I can yes, this knot is more stiff. You see, this is more stiff. Perhaps it's more difficult to make curves, of course, because we have 3 knots here in the back, so this is very stiff. All right, so if we need a work like this, a round work more stiff than the one in the square knots, we can use this knot. But actually, if we want to do what I've shown you, to make some knots with strange curves and really small curves, then this is not appropriate. So every knot has its own characteristics, and we have to, as an artist, we have to make sure that we take advantage of those characteristics. So this one is extremely stiff, and even, you see, my finger does not go inside. Why? Because this is, it has more, look, it was difficult, okay? It is extremely difficult. My finger does not enter because it is more compact, you see? And I think I have made this finger testing with the other the other video that I've made with the usual square knot, and it was very easy to insert the finger and to take it out. Why? Because this one is more, that's why it is more stiff, because the knot actually in here is bigger. You see this one knot that is protruding here, that's what makes this more stiff. So if you need to make one like this really hard, this is the knot of choice. But if you need a more soft and pliable one, the usual square knot is the choice. So I'm very glad, I'm really glad that I have shown you and I've discovered the characteristics with you here live, direct, you know. And it's also interesting to point out that when we are doing a work, we must look at the work and feel the work and understand it. If we understand it, we can use it to the advantage of the work itself. If we do not understand it, then we will use it inappropriately, and that will never give a good result. So for giving a good result, we have to understand and take advantage of what the knot and the fabric and the proper disposition of the strings will give us. So thank you, I hope you have enjoyed this, and see you in the next video.